Episode 3 equals level 3. Okay, so we are on the lookout for an assault rifle. Wait a minute, we already have a better version of it. As before, stick to conserving ammo for each of your weapons by picking one weapon and using just that weapon. In my case, that's going to be the shotgun for no particular reason whatsoever. Other than because it hits hard. Of course, I am going to be converting empty cans into plates. Loading up on health. I'd like to avoid healing this level if I can. Of course, considering the enemy that we will encounter, that may not be possible. Well, that explains why we can sometimes find zombies emerging from the floor. Previously unoccupied space. Ah, what was that? Is that a fellow survivor? No, he's shooting at me! Okay, take note of how this guard behaves. Erratic, unpredictable, and really dangerous. With Teleglitch Armour Edition, however, the guards move towards you much more slowly, behave in a much more predictable manner, and can much more easily be herded into corners like this. This obviously makes dealing with them much easier than they do with Original, where they're completely erratic. This is just one reason why Teleglitch Armour Edition is slightly easier than the original. However, Armour Edition is harder in other ways, as I've mentioned in a previous episode. Why we load up on health just before we take on these guards. Fortunately, it looks like I'm gonna run out of shotgun ammo sooner than I intended to. You see that? Move erratic and unpredictable. Unfortunately, this is the feature that I mentioned in the last episode. See that? Not have full ammunition. It has the amount of ammunition that the guard carrying it had in the clip to begin with. This also means that if a guard happens to be reloading their weapon when you kill them and then pick up their weapon, assuming they drop it in the first place, of course, it will still be reloading. It will drain ammo from your ammo reserves. As opposed to the I think it's endless supply that the guards have on them. But you see, with Teleglitch Armour Edition, guns which are dropped always drop with full clip, even if the gun was reloading the clip while he killed. This, of course, is different from the original version of Teleglitch, in which, as I've already demonstrated in this episode, this shotgun would have dropped with slightly less ammo, but would still be in the process of reloading if the guard was likewise reloading and using the shotgun. Yep. Useful. I am going to do a little backtracking at this point, because it's entirely possible that I might find more shotgun ammo for our shotgun. Of course, we use the AGL for busting open secrets. AGL will get its chance to shine in combat eventually. That moment is not right now. Or is right now. Unfortunately, the zombies can't get through the gap in the wall, but we can. Assuming they're having trouble on the pipes. Even so, it is cathartic to just blow away zombies. Give the adhesive grenade launcher. What a nasty trick. As I said before, this game is anything but your friend. So standing right here when both of those became active. So yeah. This game is not your friend. At the very least we came out of that with Medikit. Unfortunately, we have more zombies that refuse to just stay in the ground and don't rise up from the grave. Assuming that these are the conventional zombies in the first place. Which, they're not. The correct term is reactivated organics, according to the game's lore. Really, that's just garden dressing. The real disappointment is that this secret contained nothing. Literally wasted 4 adhesive grenades getting into a secret that contains nothing. Chances are, this is a demonstration of the minor bug that I mentioned in the first episode, actually, where the game has a set list of items that can appear in secrets that it calls on when generating those secrets. Determine what's in the secrets. So there isn't a set number of secrets per level like there is in Armour Edition, but rather the number of secret locations and areas is random, while what's in them comes from a set list, but they're spread evenly throughout all of the secrets. This can mean that if there's one secret in a level that has a massive list, then you'll just get a pile of that you'll just get a loot pile in the secret. Yeah, that I said it better in my head than I did in the when I can English adequately. Yep, you know the drill. Wait, the zombies smell of turpentine? That's interesting. Of course, we now have a place we can go to once we've finished clearing out the rest of this area of secrets, loot, and more loot. Well, shotgun shells are always nice. Oh, come on! Rhinel gun is awesome. We've already established that it's awesome. Much more awesome than its Armour equivalent anyway. Gosh darn it. But at least we get an adequate reward for that. An assault on the ears. Of course. Back. Explore more. Fortunately, we have to trudge through the obvious zombie trap. Zombie pipe, rather. Get to the secret. I intend on doing this with resource conservation in mind. Gather around, zombies! Dinner is served. And now, of course, we can make our first piece of armour. And this is where I point out another difference between Daimor Edition and the original. In the original, there is no cap on how much armour you can have. I've seen it go up as high as 250, in fact. But with Teleglitch Daimor Edition, the cap is for armour is set to 100 exactly. As you can see, I have 69 armour points currently. Crafting an armour piece gives me exactly 50 armour, so in theory I should have 119 armour as a result of crafting more armour, right? No. This is because the 100 armour cap that exists within Teleglitch Daimor Edition. No such a cap exists with the original Teleglitch, however. Here we get explosives and no zombie pipe trap. Thank goodness. But I have to wonder what all these pipes do, if they're just there for decoration. There is no secret back there. Oh, the only direction we have is forward. What glorious new enemies will we encounter? What awesome loot might we uncover? Well, the game does waste a tiny bit of time. This corridor literally exists for this gate, this pipe, this random bit of machinery, and anomaly. Acid levels and seismic activity increases. Oh no! We only have a few hours to live, do we? No, we don't. We can take as long as we like. I'm sure the facility will hold. After all, I don't think molecules of acid are going to get through spatial anomaly. Of course, there is a pipe in the room. No, not in this room, at least, but elsewhere. Probably around the corner and definitely next to a storage crate which we need. Edible plankton. Yeah, that's a thing in the future. As are more dead zombies, more large tubes. It's kind of funny, however, if we didn't end up making the tri-nail gun, the previous level and just... Actually, when did I make the tri-nail gun? Doesn't matter. The point is that if you conserved the large tube from the tri-nail gun and kept it here, and as well as a piece of hardware, you could craft yourself a cannon this early on in the game. Actually tempted to do that. The cannon is amazing, but really you can find one on your own later on in the game anyway. Really, the plan is that when we get the cannon, we ditch the nail gun. So at one point, I am planning on stopping production of nail ammo. Of course, the nail gun is still useful, and if you intend on using it throughout the entire game, it's still useful for an ammo sink. In case you want to conserve ammo for your other weapons, but really, you don't need it past a certain point. And of course, those of you who are familiar with previous Let's Play of the Armour edition know full well what this room is. And not because I entered it, but because I explained it. I'm not planning on entering it. For the stuff we have, entering it could result in death and end of this playthrough. I am not a fan of. I have to long haul it. From the start to the end, all over again. But at least we can attempt to make counter with this pipe a lot easier. Go. That went rather well. Tense it down. And make ourselves a teleport now, and this will save us in the event of emergency running out of health. Unfortunately, that means I will not be able to recover health, but that's not such a big issue. If I can cheat death, I will do so. Now our reward for dealing with that. Even more stuff to fill up the inventory with. Because life is fun. And easy to manage your resources, right? Yeah. Yeah. Totally is. Huh? I hear zombies. They sound hungry. Fortunately, we have hardware. And we have the ability to maneuver around. And unfortunately, a phone is ringing in real life that I have to deal with. So after dealing with a phone call in real life, one must fall into a spot of embarrassment. Or rather, a tiny bit of luck. What I was going to say before the phone call interrupted me, I actually forgot my train of thought. Gee, would be great to not be doing a long play so that I could regather my thoughts. But no. These are the problems we have to face when we deal with something like live commentary. It makes it much more painful to try and be informative while doing live commentary at the same time. Never know. Fortunate phone call that you weren't expecting comes along and interrupts your train of thought. Of course, we find the terminal telling us what the teleporter is just prior to us finding that teleporter. Not done with the level exploration quite yet, because there are one or two things left to find. Including more zombies. And more noises. And more nail boxes. And more... Okay, I'll spare you. Game will not spare you, though. Also, you can straight up make a tri-nail gun. But, as I said before, I'm gonna see if I can craft the cannon this time, as opposed to merely finding it. Of course, we have more zombie pipes. More secrets. Bust open. This one gives me a medikit. Going quite over by the pipe yet because there are zombies in it. But unfortunately, we have no choice. We hug the wall. Regardless of which way we went, we ran into zombies anyway. That's just amazing, isn't it? Of course, I have the perfect plan to deal with large numbers of zombies at once. Hug the wall continuously and proceed over here to a room containing just a pipe. Go down, zombies! Dinner is... I made that joke once before. When a joke has outlived its welcome, kinda just don't want to make that joke again. Of course, we've done everything. Almost. There's one room to check. Before we can proceed to the exit. It's just a collapsed corridor. These collapsed corridors definitively announce their presence to you before you open the door, right? So of course, more nail boxes, 9mm ammo, making more nail rounds, condensing inventory. Hey, we found the guy's MG3200. Too bad ours is better. Software errors? Sure, why not? Not like the facility is just going to collapse around us, right? I want to mention that for that secret containing the wall walkers, I would absolutely do it if I had the cannon, if I had ammo to supply the cannon with. Regardless, into the portal! Or teleporter. Very good. So yes, that is the end of level 3. And here we are, level 4, necrotic tissue research. And that is going to be it for episode 3.